few things that we haven't talked about recently, particularly the second chapter of 7-inch Kara. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. What I tell to adults who flip through that book is that it's the borrowers meets misery. And the question I ask children is, do you like tiny things? And it's a very liberal retelling of the borrowers, focusing on the relationship between tiny people and large people. The main theme of this comic is even the most well-meaning individuals, when they have power or authority, will end up abusing and hurting those in their care through their well wishes.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty serious theme for a
Children's comic?
yes, for a children's comic. How are your readers responding to it?
Well, since it's only on the second chapter, it hasn't gotten to that point yet. So I don't know how they're going to respond, but I intend on handling it very delicately. It's a little bit of an atonement for me. When I was a kid, I used to go outside and catch lizards and geckos, and I would try to keep them as pets. And the conditions were never very good, because I knew if my mom knew I was keeping these things as pets, she'd make me let them go. So I would sneak them like bits of ham or cheese to feed them with, and they would be kept in like sad, dark boxes with holes punched in the top. So writing Kara is kind of like a strange apology to all of these animals who I unintentionally hurt.
Okay, that's understandable. And would you have any advice to someone who's interested in doing a full-color water comic, maybe hasn't made the jump into color yet, but is interested in producing something either perfect bound or garage printed?
Unfortunately, full color printing is expensive, and so your prices are going to be higher, which means that if it's in a garage print, it's going to be a harder sell, or I've found that it's going to be a harder sell. I can't speak for everyone. I intend on releasing it as a web comic once the entire comic is finished, but until then I'm offering it at conventions, but the sales are still kind of slow.
All right, and what's been your experience with watercoloring the pages? I imagine it takes a little bit more time. Are you finding your readers are acceptable of that and they can wait for the next issue?
The thing is, I'm not releasing any of it online until the entire project is finished, and then I'm going to release a page a day until the project is run its course. So, with the exception of convention readers who may be waiting for another issue, there should not be any problem for online readers.
Okay.
And the reason I chose to do it like that is a lot of webcomic artists I admire have abandoned their comics because it's just not, maybe they can't devote the time to it anymore. And I would hate for something that I put so much love into to get abandoned and for people to be hurt when I have to leave it. So I'd rather they not know I worked on it at all rather than abandon it.
I understand that, but you are